Lamborghini is one of the most sought-after car brands in the world, and after 12 years the Aventador was launched. It finally has a successor, and it is not coming slow. Behold the latest creation of Lamborghini, a 1001 horsepower grandchild of Countach, with a name that melts on your tongue like warm butter. Revuelto. The name has a tough history. It was named after a bull that fought in Barcelona in 1880, but in Spanish, it means to mix up or turn out, which is an apt choice for this car. Indeed, Revuelto is a defining moment for Lamborghini as a brand, since every car that is supposed to come out of this will get more and more electrified. Have I given away the most important bits a little too soon? Don't panic. This is still a Lamborghini with emphasis on the name. It still has a roaring V12, naturally aspirated engine with a mind-boggling displacement of 6.5 litres. Very Lamborghini, but some things look ever so slightly different. And if you haven't guessed it already, yes, it's a plug-in hybrid. Lamborghini is not trying to be another Tesla, so in this case, the electrification does not mean more efficiency, but pure vanilla insanity, and the numbers speak for themselves. The V12 I just mentioned produces 814 horses on its own, and 535 pound-feet of torque, screaming at 9,500 RPM. But now, it's paired with not one or two, but 3 electric motors. 1 in the front and 2 in the back, all synced with a new 8-speed twin-clutch gearbox. It has 3-wheel drive and a 3.4 kilowatt-hour battery that can be charged on a 7 kilowatt outlet in just 30 minutes, but gives an EV-only range of just 10 miles, but ramps up the total out to an insane 1001 brake horsepower, making this car quick, and I mean really quick. So it goes from 0 to 62 miles in just 2.5 seconds, 0 to 124 in just 7 seconds, and tops out at 217 miles an hour. But how does it do that? The magic happens in the powertrain. On the rear, where an engine should be, first there is no over, showcasing the extremely delightful sight of the V12. The engine itself is 17 kilograms lighter than the one you got in the Aventador, and crucially, it's been rotated a full 180 degrees, meaning the gearbox is now stuck on the back of the engine. This makes it one of the only 2 cars in the Lamborghini history to ever be produced with a transverse gearbox. And the reason why they did it is to save space in the gear tunnel to install the 3.8 kilowatt-hour battery. The gearbox is completely new, designed in-house by Lamborghini. This gearbox is a dual-clutch 8-speed that is both lighter and has faster shifts than the old 7-speed DCT you get in the Huracan. Coming back to it, on top of the gearbox you've got an electric motor that produces 148 brake horsepower and has 3 purposes. At the same time, it's a starter motor and a generator, feeding energy back into the battery, and it can supply additional power to the rear axle in conjunction with the V12. Revuelto has additional electric motors located on the front axle, adding up to a total of 4 motors, 1 for each wheel. These front motors produce 148 horsepower each and weigh approximately 18.5 kilograms each. With these added motors, the car is capable of 4-wheel drive, torque vectoring, and improved cornering. The motors also eliminate the need for reverse gear, as they are capable of reversing the car. Additionally, the motor at the back of the car can assist with reversing for increased grip and speed. The car's chassis is entirely new, featuring a structure Lamborghini calls the mono fuselage. The entire front structure is made of carbon fiber, not just the monocoque, making the chassis 10% lighter than the Aventador and 25% stiffer. The car also has 4-wheel steering, significantly stiffer anti-roll bars than the Aventador, and a 10% reduced steering ratio for a more responsive feel. The car's design is also notable, with active aero features that include flaps in the front and a movable wing at the rear. The car has 66% more downforce than the Aventador thanks to these features. The wheels are 21 inches in the front and 22 inches in the back, with bespoke Bridgestone tyres that are 4% wider in the front to eliminate understeer. The car also features the latest generation of ceramic discs, which are 10mm wider than those on the Aventador. The car's body has many aerodynamic devices, including winglets behind the front wheel, which smooth the air down the side of the car until it reaches an array of intakes for cooling. There's also a large engine intake and flying buttresses, which adds to the car's dramatic look. Inside the car, the seats are nicely bolstered, but the middle sections are quite rigid, which is typical of Lamborghini. The doors are scalloped out, providing plenty of room for your elbow, and the center console is at the perfect height for resting your elbow. The car has more space than the Aventador, with a shelf behind the seats for storage. The car has 3 screens, including a digital instrument cluster behind the wheel, a portrait screen in the middle, and another screen for climate control. Overall, this blurs the line between a hypercar and a supercar, but this defines the future of supercars. Extreme power, epic drivability, and more reliability. I know this might make some petrol heads mad, but once you drive an EV, it's hard to go back. Really hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.